What's up, guys? I'm SaltEMike, and this is your Star Citizen Week in Review for September 26th, 2022. 318's Evocati test flight must be starting soon as we're nearing the end of the month, and because of CitizenCon, the content coming out of CIG is a little bit rough right now, and Halloween. There seems to be a Halloween event, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. All that and more on today's Week in Review. And as always, if this is your first week in review, this is where I take all of the official Star Citizen news each week, pile it into one video, and share some of my opinions on it. I also live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/SaltEMike every day by Monday, so I can get this video out to you. We also have a Discord, discord.gg/SaltEMike, where you can join the conversation about any topic, but topics like these as well. And second channel, SaltEMike 2, where we do a lot of live reactions to the content that we're going to be looking at in this video. But we have a lot to get through, so let's talk about 318. So as Xylo and others at CIG have stated, 3.18 is still on track for the end of September release. That's within this week at some point, and I do expect it to hit there because we haven't heard anything otherwise at this point. But what I will say is, this one's gonna be rough. PES touches literally everything in the game, and yeah, they want to do this 2 to 3 month PTU period. We talked about it last week, but if you're going to release the patch live mid-November, well, guess what? It's not going to be 2 to 3 months in the PTU to stabilize. It's going to be 1.5. And there's no way that something this monumental is not going to have a massive amount of issues. If you've ever played Star Citizen, you would know that we are definitely in for a rough ride here. But there's a few things that I am excited for 318. I never thought I would say this, but the hull stripping does seem somewhat interesting. But more importantly for me, the security post-Korea changes. Kind of making your own in-game event on a server is basically what this is. And I'm really looking forward to checking it out and giving it a try. But what's the first thing that you guys plan on trying in 318 since, I mean, what else are we going to talk about right now? Well, I guess we can kind of talk about video updates, and we had an Inside Star Citizen titled Localization Occupation, or Occupation Localization, and yeah, the first feature was about the localization team, and what this team does is they take all of the English in the game and translate it to other languages, so it's more accessible to more people, which is great, but I think a lot of people were making assumptions about Squadron 42's state based off of this video, where in the video they literally stated that they're doing it backwards, like they do everything at CIG. They're doing things before they would normally be done in a normal game's development. Squadron 42 has a huge script, like thousands and thousands of pages, and that's going to take a lot of time to localize, so I guess they're getting started early, would be my guess. If you want my full reaction to this ISC, it's up on SaltEMike 2. Feel free to check it out. But next up was the feature on Siege of Orison. Yes, Siege of Orison that we've had for months. They made some improvements to it, so here they are.
We fixed the bug where when you completed an objective, you wasn't instantly paid.
We fixed a number of flow breaking issues as well, like where bosses would just fall through the floor.
We added an objective, a secondary objective for disabling the anti-air and give a reward for it.
We've taken steps to prevent griefing around that first area that you get off of a shuttle. We now spawn Crusader security that kind of take up guard posts.
We changed how the ending kind of happened. Before it was very like, you got an audio line saying please leave, and then that kind of reoccurred. When any player leaves the area, the mission will complete for them and they'll get all their extra rewards that were required.
All great stuff, obviously, but what this feature tells me is I think I'm done with dynamic events. They're, first off, not dynamic. They're turned on by a flip of a switch, and it doesn't give that feeling of organic gameplay that you are all probably looking for out of Star Citizen. I certainly am. I did enjoy the events, don't get me wrong, but the idea of the organic nature and player choice is not really a part of these dynamic events. Sure, you can choose to go to them or not, but given the amount of content in the rest of the game, do you really feel that way, right? Let me know down in the comments how you feel about Star Citizen's dynamic events, since we've had them for some time now. For me, I'm really looking forward to more foundational features like the economy to inform things that I would do. But again, leave that comment down below. Then we had a Star Citizen Live titled Out of Character, and this is about the lead character artist for Star Citizen. Now, this feature is something I would almost never go on because Damien is basically on the show because, well, he took over the job for somebody else, and it's pretty interesting.
Now, folks who have watched Star Citizen Live for a while, who followed Star Citizen for a while, may go, isn't Jeremiah Lee the lead character artist? Well, I'm sad to say we finally kicked that dude in the butt. Sent him packing. He's gone. He's out of here. He went over to the Squadron 42 team.
So what this means to me is nearly everybody that we knew before is working on Squadron 42. And Montreal seems to be growing and growing and growing to take on the tasks of Star Citizen's development. Damien is building a team around him. He's not just one guy or a couple of guys. He's building a team around him with the intention of making tons and tons and tons of characters. And the last thing I want to share is about the Halloween event. And not just on the website, but it's in the game.
The Halloween event coming up has loot. Loot that's considered legendary loot, and loot's like considered rare and stuff like that. Harder to find and stuff like that. So
if I was to guess, this would be just going around maybe to bunkers and looting. And what you find in the loot table are the Vandal mask, the Benny Hill mask, the bear masks that we've seen before, and maybe some other items as well. This is classic MMO content, but I almost freaked out when I heard this originally because I did the original Vandal mask event, and yes, it was cheesed, but I imagine that mask is quite rare, right? And, well, here's the deal. 318 is probably going to bring a wipe with it. This event is happening before 318, so any progress that you make in this event will likely be wiped. If they don't wipe it, we'll see, but I hope they realize that, player achievements should be kept as player achievements and not kind of devalued later on. But what do you think about, I guess, these kind of items in alpha, right? How should they be handled? Things like the Vandal mask are on the website. I can never lose that, but now they're going to be in a scenario where you can. So let me know what you guys think in the comments again. And yeah, let's check out the other updates. All right, it's real short this week. We got a sneak peek, which was the Argo SRV internal, and it is looking very Argo. And then there was a lore post, which was about all of the weird superstitions that pirates and things like that have in the Star Citizen universe. But that'll do it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching Week in Review. I really enjoyed making it, as always. I hope you guys did enjoy it as well. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more Weeks in Review. That was a really good outro, right? Right? Smooth.